to be quite honest, growing up, people probably called me corny because I had two parents in my household who had working jobs, and I went to a Catholic grade school, Catholic high school. I mean, the thing our community called corny is whack.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what anybody say. Everybody would love to have a father at home, a mother at home, a nice place to eat, a nice house to live in. Like, that's not corny.
It's not. Yeah.
But we the only people that do that to
That's
each other.
my point, bro.
We the only people who say,
Yeah.
like, you know how I feel about the whole Russell Wilson thing.
Yeah.
I think it's complete, like, bullshit that people call him corny
Yeah.
because he showed love to his wife.
Yeah.
And he loved not only his wife, son by somebody else, but the entire family, and he get called corny.
Yeah.
But we only do that.
That's what
We
that
only
was my
do
point,
that.
bro. That was my point.
And me being my age now, I if a man is doing what he's supposed to do, that to me that ain't corny. That's
not.
That's just what he's doing. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
He's doing what men do.
Like, what I think is corny is like when people talk shit about people who being a man. That's what I think is corny.
Yeah.
I think being corny is sitting there, you going back and forth arguing with a chick on Facebook that you don't even know about your life.
Right.
That's corny to me.
Right.
But I mean, this whole thing, I know Michael B. Jordan I know people call him corny on the internet.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows what his life is about.
Yeah.
Because he don't share it with the world.
Right.
And when you do see him, he's either promoting his movie or he's hanging out at the basketball game, and that's it. People don't really know him.
Yeah.
He not on the gram showing all the hoes he with.
Right.
He not on the gram putting money on his ear.
Right.
Talking about I got money over here. He don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z said, holding money to your ear like a phone. That's corny to us.
That's corny.
Because when you get to a certain level, a certain age, why you doing that?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's. I just think it's whack.
That's what I think too, bro. And that's just, and not to like prolong the conversation, but it's just we have to as a community think about that. If this he didn't grow up, bro, in Bel Air. He grew up in Newark, New Jersey. So if you got a person that grew up in the predominantly black neighborhood around black girls all their life, and then get to a certain point to where even when I know when you go to Hollywood, you go to LA, there's gonna be more white people. That's just common sense. But at the same time, like it's just like if it's a thing where only they white girls, then sometimes we gotta look at ourselves. Why? Sometimes people do have things where they think they're at the next level and they feel like that's a trophy piece. I absolutely believe that. I do think that's still a thing. That people, they still date, based upon status and prestige. But I also think there's people that date who like them. And if you thought that black girls ain't like you for a long time, then...
I get it. I mean, if you grew up in Waterloo, Iowa, ain't nothing but white people out there. You're gonna be attracted to white women.
Absolutely.
They're gonna be attracted to you.
Thing, like if I had a child that lives where I live now, ain't nothing but a certain. It's mostly it's a small percentage of black people, but it's mostly Hispanic and white. So if your child came home with something different, where they live, they only kids like who was around them.
I mean, that's just nature.
That's just nature.
You're gonna be attracted to what's around you.
You're gonna be, and kids ain't, like they ain't thinking about, it ain't made it deep like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you gonna like the 12-year-old girl that's cute in your classroom, whatever color she is.
Whatever color she is.
She in my classroom. Right. I'm a girl. I'm I'm a boy. And my hormones are going. That's who I like.
I like her. She got titties. I like
exactly.
her. I mean, white or black, Hispanic, you just gonna like her because that's what you like.
Yeah, I don't think it's corny. I don't think what he did is corny. But on the flip side, let me ask you this. So he was in the news also too about the picture with him and Jonathan Majors.
Oh, I saw that. When they was hugging on each
other.
When
they was hugging and stuff like that. Now, what was your thoughts about that?
My thoughts was like, they taking a picture.
Did you think that? Did you think they were like? Did you think it was a gay picture?
No.
So the people that think it's gay, like, what are your thoughts about that? Because there was a lot of guys saying they thought it was gay.
Listen, would I probably go up to Damien and put my arm around him
right.
and like blow him a fake kiss and we take a picture? Probably not.
Right.
But that don't mean that I'm comfortable being around him, another man. I just think sometimes dudes go a little bit overboard with it. But I don't think that picture necessarily say, "Oh, look at them, they gay."
Right.
Like, stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
It's
like,
an over exaggeration.
Sometimes dudes do go a little bit far.
Yeah.
You could throw a few jokes, but then like what they were saying about the picture, it was way overboard.
It was way overboard. It was like, oh, it's the emasculation of black men. And again, I don't want to say it like that to diminish that doesn't happen, because I know that does happen. But I don't think like you said, let's just say you and Damien did take that picture. I know you, I know Damien. I know y'all not gay. So if y'all took a picture where y'all was like joking around and hugged each other, I'm not gonna even if y'all wasn't joking, y'all had a photo shoot and y'all got close.
Yeah.
Like, I know y'all not gay, so I wouldn't think like, oh, look at them, now they gay. Like, I won't think of that. So that was my thing when I saw him in Jonathan Majors. I'm like, well, I know they both not gay, so I didn't pick up gay vibes because they not gay.
And
dudes.
they promoting the movie.
They close. They real good friends.
They actually good friends.
They good friends, and I'm like, they just. People talk about Jonathan Majors. The thing is, the way he do his mouth, if you look at old pictures of him, I think that's just his quote unquote sexy look. I do. I think because I was like, he do this pouty mouth thing. He been doing that for a long time. I'm like, that's probably in his mind. He taking
that's his model shit.
That's his model shit. Yeah. So I'm
shit.
like, I think he just be thinking he on his model shit. But I ain't think like when I saw it, like I'm like, these dudes is gay. I'm like, they don't think that. I'm like, if you're uncomfortable hugging your best friend, fine. But I don't think it's anything wrong with black men. You shouldn't be. That says more about you than it does them.
You shouldn't be uncomfortable hugging your best friend.
No.
Like, for real. Like,
no, you shouldn't.
Let's just be honest.
Not at this big age.
If I'm 43.
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable hugging Seneca.
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable hugging Damien.
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable hugging any of my homies.
Yeah, because y'all not gay.
Because we not gay.
Yeah.
And the people who know us know we not gay. And at the end of the day, it's a fucking hug.
It's a hug. Like, maybe you need more hugs, and you won't be thinking like, it's something. It's a big deal because.
But see, them dudes like that, I always want to know, dudes like that who got sons, are you hugging your son?
Facts, bro.
Because if you say no, well, maybe that's what this little motherfucker might need sometimes.
Yes.
I still hug my son.
Yes.
And he way taller than me.
Yes.
But I grab his big ass and I hug him. He hugs me back. I make him hug me.
Because you know what, bro? It helps when it comes to interaction with people in general. Affection is something that if you're not hugged when you're younger, it doesn't. When you get older, it's not natural.
It affects them.
So you struggle with
that.
Yeah. So I know.
Yes.
I know.
It goes for girls too.
I know firsthand.
It goes for girls.
Yes. I tell you all the time. I love my daddy to death. My dad's not a hugger.
Yeah.
And we didn't get like he didn't give us like big old hugs, and we sat on his lap, and it was just like a love face. But do I know my daddy loved me? 1,000%. Like, is there any man like my daddy? No, in my mind, you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to like physical,
yes,
that was something that he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And so as women, as we got older, it's something that I noticed. Like, I'm not good with. It took me, I had to get used to being, like, some women are naturally affectionate. That wasn't a natural thing for me. So I had to learn. I'm still learning how to be like, how to trigger that. Because it's just, I can show love by being here, by being there, by doing things. Not necessarily like being, being around you, holding your hands and give you a hug. Like, that wasn't a natural thing for me. But I like it. It just wasn't natural. It wasn't a natural thing for me to do. So it was like, as I had to learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it does matter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man, it fucking matters. As just like, I mean, my parents wasn't huggers or affectionate like that. But when I had kids, like when my son was born, literally, I feel like something happened inside me.
Yeah.
I became
activate something. Yeah.
I became affectionate because I felt like, well, you know what? I'm gonna give him what I didn't get.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hug him. Like, I kiss my son. Like that. This world. If you listen to like the world and what people say, if you don't have your own man, you'll be fucked up. Because the way people say stuff and spin stuff, like that's why a lot of these kids messed up.
Yeah.
Because they coming from homes, ain't nobody really showing them no just affection. Just affection.
Right. Affection, period.
Like affection.
Yeah.
Like literally, we have young men in this generation that are emotionally unstable. They don't know how to deal with their emotions.
Yeah.
they cry.
Yeah.
And it's all right.
Yeah.
It don't mean that they just pussies.
Right.
Or soft.
Right.
Like a lot of young kids, they don't know how to deal with their emotions.
Yes. And that's
they
why you
going
get
to
them
school
extreme.
hearing shit.
Yeah.
They come home and they don't have anybody to talk to about what they hear.
Yeah.
So when they do break down, instead of yelling at them, instead of like telling them you need to toughen up, sometimes they don't want to hear. Sometimes they want you to sit down.
Yeah.
And they want you to listen to them.
Yeah.
Vent and get it out, and then hug them and say, you know what, we're gonna tackle this shit. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get over it.
Absolutely.
Instead of like, man, go in your room.
Right.
Man, that when they get older, when they get a girlfriend, they don't know how to love her, be affectionate to her needs.
Right.
They don't know how to do any of that.
Cause what's gonna happen, bro? It's gonna come out one way or the other.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna cultivate an environment where it's you gonna give them soft love, you know what I'm saying, in the sense of like making it comfortable for them to be vulnerable, or they're gonna be pent up and they're gonna go to school and be like, you know what, I was mad at this girl, I'm gonna stab her.
Exactly.
It's got to come out somehow.
Because it has to come out.
It's gonna come out.
Yeah.
So it's either you can show them how to redirect that emotion and let it calm down, and because that's the thing, we not taught enough to what to channel those emotions. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thing that, emotional intelligence is something that we don't tap into until we get older. Sometimes that's too late.
It's way too late.
That's something that's too late. So we have to do better, like, as raising our kids and people around us.
And I mean, and not to, before we wrap it up, not to turn this into a therapy session, but it's like, even with my son, it was some years when he was, like older, like 9 or 10. All when he was a baby growing up, yeah, I was hard on him. I wanted him to be sort of tough, whatever.
Sure.
I did, because growing up around men, that's what I learned.
Right.
So obviously, I'm going to raise him how I learned.
Right.
But as he got older, and as my wife was telling me as he got older, like, you got to change your approach with him.
Yeah.
Because then he's going to get older. He's not going to want to talk to you about nothing.
Yeah.
And then one day, man, my son at like 13, 14, like, we had a conversation, and he was just like, Dad, he was like, I be wanting to tell you a lot of things, but, sometimes I don't know if you gonna like listen or whatever. And that shit like kind of messed me up for like a while. Yeah. Like, cause I don't want my kids to not be able to talk to me.
Right.
So then just talking to my wife, and then actually taking a step back and was like, you know what, dude, this your son, your spitting image telling you to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And I did. And now we are a much better place. Not saying my son, like, we don't talk, but it's just now he got a girlfriend. Now he got all these emotions going on.
Yeah.
Now we
he
talk.
Can talk to you.
We talk. And I'm not flying off the lid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always going to be respect.
Right.
He knows it's certain stuff he going to be able to do.
Right.
But he also know we can talk.
Right.
And it's just